Hello students, this side Pushpen Singh Rajawat and I am going to teach you all the 4 chapters of the chemistry that are covered in your class 8 syllabus. So students, we have the chapter number first, that is the synthetic clothing materials and the polymers. So just taking an overview that what we are going to study in this whole syllabus. So students, take a look over here and see that we have the chemistry of class 8th divided into 4 chapters. So what are these chapters? That is synthetic clothing material and polymers, which are basically what these are the basically the synthetic clothing materials and the plastics that is given in your class 8th NCERT. Now talking about the second chapter, that is about the metals and non-metals. Now talking about the third chapter, that is the natural resources and the last chapter of this series, that is your syllabus, is what? That is about the oxidation of fuels. Now students, just see over here that how we are going to study all these topics that are given here. So starting with what? We are going to start with the synthetic clothing material and the polymer. So this chapter is the extension of the fibers to fabrics that you have studied in your class 7. So in the class 7th you have studied about the natural fibers, that are what? That are the plant fibers and the animal fibers. And in the plant fibers you have studied about the cotton and the jute, while in the animal fibers you have studied about the wool and the silk and their processing and all that how we make the fabrics from the fibers. So here what we are going to see here, we are going to see here the next category of the fibers, that are the synthetic fibers, that are the fibers that are made in the laboratories or by that are simply made by the man, or that are simply called as the man-made fibers. Now here we have another term, that is the polymers. So the polymers, or we can say the plastics that we are going to see here, that what are the different types of plastics, how they are manufactured and all that in this particular chapter. So we are going to deal with that. Now talking about the metals and non-metal students, so the metals and non-metals, this is a very important chapter in your class 8, because here this chapter is going to extend in your class 10th with the same name as the metals and non-metals, while in the class 12th the name changes to the isolation of the metals, that is simply the principles of the isolations of metals, where you are going to see the metallurgy in detail. So here students, this is going to make your base in the class 8th, for class 10th and for class 12th. So here we have to read this chapter very carefully. We have to understand here very clearly that the elements that are present in the periodic table, that among them what are the metals, what are the non-metals, and how they are differentiated on the basis of their physical properties or on the basis of their chemical properties. So here we are going to deal with that in this chapter. Apart from that, we are going to see here some of the uses of the metals and the non-metals. Now moving to the next chapter, that is the chapter number 3. This is the natural resources, and in this we are going to deal with majorly on the non-renewable natural resources, that are the coal and petroleum and natural gas. So students, we are going to see this in this particular chapter, that are the natural resources. Now talking about the next, that is the oxidation of fuels. So students, in the oxidation of fuels we are going to see the what are the fuels, what is the meaning of oxidation, what is the meaning of combustion, what are the different types of fuels that we use in our daily life, and that depends upon their calorific value. So here this is also an important chapter, because students, here you will get the knowledge of what, that is the combustion process. And here the oxidation process, students, you are going to deal with this oxidation process in your class 10th, where you are going to see what is the actual meaning of oxidation. So here this is also a very important name, that is the oxidation. So this chapter is also going to form the basis for the redox reactions that you are going to see in the chemical reactions and equations of class 10th. Now students, this is about your total syllabus of chemistry in your class 8. So let us now start with the first chapter, that is synthetic clothing material and plastic. So students, this is our first lecture in which we are going to see and start the first chapter. So students, here let us see what are the contents that we are going to study in this lecture. So students, we are going to start with the fibers, that what are actually fibers are. This is just for the revision, you have already read about them in your class 7. Then we have to move here to the type of fibers, that are the three different types of fibers, that are the natural fibers, the semi-synthetic fibers, and the last, that is the synthetic fiber. So here we have first the rayon. So the rayon is what's the first semi-synthetic fiber. We are going to deal with the rayon. And the second one is the nylon. So what is the nylon? Nylon is the first synthetic fiber. So in this chapter we are going to deal with the purely semi-synthetic fibers and the synthetic fibers, because this part you have already studied in your class 7. So here we are going to see the semi-synthetic fibers, that are the rayon, its making, all the processes for the nylon, polyester, acrylic, spandex, and so on. Apart from that, we are going to move into the second part, that is the plastic. So in the plastics part, students, we are going to see that they all are made by the polymerization reaction, which you have also studied in your class 7, but we are going to revise here that also. And after that, we are going to see here the wastes. So students, let us first start with the topic, that is the fiber. So students, you all know that what is a fiber? A fiber is a filament from which a thread, which is or yarn, and ultimately the cloth is made. So students, you can see here these are what? These are the filaments. So these filaments are simply termed as what? They are termed as the fibers. So if I talk about how to make a fabric from the fiber, so there what you need to do, students, first we need to convert the fiber into the yarn, which is also called as the thread, and then we have to move to the fabric, and from the fabric the clothes are made. Now students, here this is what, just reading, it is a filament from which a thread, so first the thread is being made and ultimately the cloth is being made, that is the fabric is made. So students, what are the processes? Just writing here the processes, that is the making of yarn from the fiber is known as what? That is the spinning. Now the making of fabric from the yarn is known as what? This is known as the knitting, or you can simply use the weaving technique. So students, if I talk about the fibers are what? These are the filament like structure. So when they are spin together, they are going to form what? They are going to form and make a thread, which is simply termed as the yarn. And from this thread we are going to make what? We are going to make here the fabric. So here if I talk about the fabric, you have seen that in the fabric, that in the when you are going to see this with the help of a say lens, you are going to see the some structure like that, where the fabrics are knitted together or they are weaved together. So here the yarn would be like this, that is the something that has been made with the help of the machine. So this is what? This is the simple structure for the fabrics. So students, from this we have made what? We have to make the fabric. So let us start that how many different types of fibers are there, that is how their classification is occurred. So that is how we have classified the fibers. So students, moving here and seeing the types of fiber. So the fiber is broadly classified into three categories, that is the natural fibers, synthetic fibers, and the semi-synthetic fibers. So these are what? These fibers are mainly obtained from the natural resources like plants or animals. The synthetic fibers, these are purely made in the laboratory. And talking about the semi-synthetic fibers, these are what? These are the modified natural fibers, that is these are actually the natural, they have the raw material of the natural source and we have modified with the help of the chemicals. So we have what? The semi-synthetic fibers. So now students, let us first start with the natural fibers. So talking about the natural fibers, students, the fibers obtained from the plants and the animals are known as what? This is simply known as the natural fibers. So natural fibers are usually what? They are usually the short fibers, except for the silk, because it is a very long fiber. So here you can see this is what? This is the wool fiber, and here you can see the silk fiber. So these are what? These are the fibers. Now let us see here plant fiber. So the natural plant fiber is the cotton, jute, coir, silk cotton, hemp and flax. So these are present in your class 7 syllabus. So I hope students you are all aware from these, that is the natural plant fibers. Now student, moving into the second category, which is about the synthetic fibers. So as the name suggests students, so here the fibers which are synthesized by the human beings are known as what? These are known as the synthetic fibers. And talking about the synthetic fibers, students, they are what? They are the continuous filament fibers. That is, we can make the long length of these fibers. We are also going to see that how we make them. So here we have some examples like the polyester fibers, the nylon fiber, that is most widely used fibers, that are the nylon fibers, and the polyester fibers. We have another type, that is the acrylic, and there are many more, but according to your syllabus we are going to study here the polyester, the nylon, acrylic, spandex, corrosil, and just like that. So here let us see a note is given, that is all synthetic fibers are prepared from the raw materials of the petroleum origin. So students, we have to use the raw material, and from where we are going to use that raw material, the raw material would be present in the nature as well. So here, which raw material we are going to use here? We are going to use here the petroleum origin raw material for the making of the synthetic fibers. Now moving into the next, that is the semi-synthetic fibers. So what are the semi-synthetic fibers, students? As the name suggests here, these are what? These are the modified natural fiber. That is, we have the natural sources, that is, we are going to use the fiber of the natural source and we are going to modify it with the help of the chemicals. Then we can get here the modified natural fibers. So here the modified natural fibers are known as what? That is semi-synthetic fibers. So let us see here the example, that is the rayon fiber. So students, you can see here that this looks similar to the silk. So the rayon fiber is also called as the artificial silk. So this is the rayon fiber, this is also called as the artificial silk. The rayon fiber has many names and has a story behind it. We are going to see that in the upcoming slide. So students, before moving to the rayon, let us see here the synthetic clothing material, that is the clothing material that we use in our day-to-day life, that are what? That is the most synthetic fabrics can be used as a clothing material are what? That is the nylon, rayon, polyester, acrylic and spandex. So these are what? These are some commonly used synthetic clothing material. So let us start with the first, that is the rayon. So rayon is what? Rayon is the semi-synthetic fiber, or it is the first semi-synthetic fiber. So rayon is what? It is the first man-made, that is the semi-synthetic fiber. It is composed of what? It is composed of the regenerated cellulose. So cellulose, students, you can get the cellulose from the wood, and wood is what? Wood is a natural resource. So from this, what we have done, we have simply here with the help of the chemicals, we have make and converted the cellulose which is present in the wood to the rayon fiber. So this is what? This is the modified natural fiber. So simply reading, it is composed of the regenerated cellulose, a component which is present in the green plants. Now it can imitate the feel and the texture of the silk, as I have already told you students, that it can feel and intimate the texture of the silk, wool, cotton and the linen. So this is a very good and a cheap fiber as compared to that of the silk. Talking about the silk has a very high price, while here you can see the rayon is not so costly as that of a silk. So here it is also termed as the artificial silk. Now rayon was the first made in the USA, and later on this method its preparation was modified in the Europe. So here it has different names. So what are the different names? That we use it here, that is the process of making it in Europe is known as the viscose. So here we have another name, that is the rayon is also termed as the viscose in the Europe. So the rayon thus obtained is known as what? That is viscose in Europe. So if you use the rayon, artificial silk or the viscose name, we are saying the same thing. So students, you can see here, this is what these are the white pellets that you can see here. These are the rayon. When we make them and put them into the, that is in the fibers, we obtain the yarn. So this is the yarn from which we are going to make what? We are going to make the fabrics. So now students, let us see here, that is the preparation of the rayon. So that is, what are the methods that we can use here in the preparation of rayon? So the raw material for the preparation of the rayon is wood, and wood is changed into what? That is the wood pulp. So first we have the wood and we convert that wood into the wood pulp. So the wood pulp is changed into a viscose solution. So how the viscose solution is been made, I'm going to tell you in the upcoming slide. So the wood change into the wood pulp, and that wood pulp is made into a viscose solution. So that is known as what? That is known as a viscose with the help of the chemical. So let's see here that this is the cellulose which is obtained from what? Which is obtained from the wood. So from the wood we obtain what? That is the cellulose. And when we add here the sodium hydroxide, which is NaOH, an alkali, so here we get an alkali cellulose. Now this is the first step. The second step is what? That is, to the alkali cellulose we add here the carbon disulfide, that is CS2. So here we obtain what? We obtain the orange color suspension like small fragment of beads. So here we will be obtaining the orange colored beads. Now here to this, when we add this in the what? That is the sodium hydroxide again, that is in the alkali, we will be obtaining the viscous solution. So this viscous solution is obtained when the first cellulose is treated with sodium hydroxide, and then it is treated with the carbon disulfide, and then again it is treated with the NaOH solution. So finally the viscose solution is obtained. So read these reactions carefully. We are not going to go in the detail. Simply these reactions are important for your class 8th syllabus. So now students, moving here, that is the viscose solution is then passed through the fine holes of a shower head of a spinneret into an acid bath. So here the acid bath is provided, students, because we have an alkali viscose. So when it comes in contact with the acid bath, here the fibers got stiffened and we obtain the rayon fibers. Now finally these cellulose filaments are spun into a rayon yarn. We are going to see that in the video, that how, that is from the wood pulp we are going to make the rayon fibers, and from the rayon fibers the rayon yarn is made. Now here this is the final, that is the viscose solutions when passed through the acid bath which contains the sulfuric acid, it is going to make what? It is going to make the cellulose filament, and from the cellulose filament, by the process of spinning, we are going to make what? We are going to make the rayon yarn. So here students, let us see how the acid bath look like. So here this is an acid bath which contains what? Which contains the H2SO4 or the sulfuric acid. So here students, you can see the viscose solution is passed like this from this spinneret where the hole is provided. So when it comes in contact with this, so you can see here the thread. So here this thread has been simply winding in the winding spool, and here we will be obtaining the rayon fiber. So now students, take a look and see here how the rayon is made in the industries. So I hope students you all have enjoyed the video. So now let us move over here to the properties of rayon. So it has a tendency to absorb the moisture. So because of its tendency to absorb the moisture, rayon can absorb the sweat. Therefore, it is generally preferred over the other synthetic fibers in the summer. So students, if we talk about the disadvantages that we are going to study in the next or in the upcoming lectures, where we are going to see the disadvantages of the synthetic fibers that do not absorb sweat as cotton fabrics absorbs. So here, this is what the rayon is, that fiber that absorbs the sweat, not just like the cotton but to some quantity. Now here, just remember this point student, that we can prefer the rayon fabrics over the synthetic fibers while wearing in the summers because of its ability to absorb the moisture. Now talking about its appearance, so it is shiny and lustrous and resembles to that of the silk in appearance. So it has a name, that is the artificial silk is the name that is given to the rayon. So now students, after the properties, let us see here the uses. So it is used in making the shirts, ties, linings. They all are made up of what? They all are made up of the rayon fabric. Apart from that, it is used in the home furnishing materials like the bed sheets, curtains, tablecloths, sofa covers, etc., and in the making of the bandages. So here some of the uses of the rayon are given to you. So remember these also. Now moving to the advantages of rayon. So it is what? It is inexpensive but looks and feels luxurious. As I have already told you students about that the rayon is the replacement of the silk. That is, if we want to buy silk, but silk is very costly, so we can get the rayon that looks very good, looks similar to the silk, has the same appearance as that of the silk, but not so costly as that of the silk. So here it is inexpensive but looks and feels luxurious. Now second, that is, some variants of the rayon are known for their silk like feel. The next is what? That is, it drapes well, just like the curtains. We can use them in the window covering. It is breathable fabric or breathable fiber. It blends with other fibers. So students, the blending, we are going to see that how the blending is going to be done. So it is blended with other fibers. So in the blending, what happens students, we uses different types of fibers so that the advantages of the fibers would be taken while the disadvantages would be removed. Now the next advantage is that they dyes easily, resulting in the beautiful colors. So these are some of the advantages of using rayon fiber. Now talking about some of the disadvantages of the rayon. So the first is that it is not very strong fabric, more so when exposed to light or to the moisture. So these are not as much as strong as the nylon. The second is what? That they shrink when they washed with the water and thus has to be dry clean. So this is also a disadvantage of using rayon. The third is what? That is, they can get damaged while ironing, because here they are so soft that we have to take a good care while ironing them. The next is what? That is, the manufacturing method is harmful to the environment and to the safety of the workers if the chemicals are not handled carefully. So students, these are some of the disadvantages of rayon. So now students, let us now move into the next slide and see the first synthetic fiber, that is the nylon. So students, you can see the nylon here. These are the ropes that are made from the nylon, the stockings, the brushes, the parachutes, the ropes, they all are made from what? They all are made from a very strong fiber, that is the nylon. And nylon is the first synthetic fiber. So let us start student with the nylon. So talking about the nylon, nylon is an acronym obtained from the name of the two cities, that is the New York and the London. So from the New York, you can see here the N and the Y, that is for New York, and for the London it is LON. So that is making what? That is the nylon. So it is the first fully synthetic fiber. It was prepared in 1931 using the coal, water and air. So the most common nylon is what? That is nylon 6,6. Here students, remember this part. This is what? This is the most important nylon, that is the nylon 6,6. Its monomer units are adipic acid and the hexamethylene diamine. So student, these are what? These are the two monomer units for the making of the nylon. And what are the monomers, students? Monomers are those units which are the repeating units in the polymer, and they are forming a polymer by the polymerization reaction. So here these are two polymers, that is the adipic acid that contains 6 carbon atoms, and another is what? That is hexamethylene diamine. So here it also contains 6 carbon atoms. So since they both contain 6 carbon atoms, that is why here these nylon is have a common name, that is the nylon 6,6, that is nylon 6, 6. Remember this part, students, this has been widely asked in the examinations. So now students, moving into the next slide and see here that how the nylon is made. So this is the synthetic fiber and this is simply made in the industries. And how it has been made? So just look over here, that nylon is made by reacting together the two large molecules that are diamine acid and the dicarboxylic acid. So here they fuse together to make an even larger molecule give off the water. So this large molecule is what? This larger molecule is a polymer, and this polymer is named as the nylon. So here these are made by what? These are made by the diamine acid and the carboxylic acid. When they react together, they are going to form what? They are going to form a polymer which is having large molecular mass, because you all know the polymers are the macromolecules that are having large molecular masses, and the polymer that has been made with the help of these two monomers, that is simply termed as the nylon. And in this is the condensation polymerization reaction. So here the water molecules are given off. Now moving to the next, that the larger polymer formed in this case is the most common type of, that is the nylon 6. So this is the most widely used polymer. Now a giant sheet or the ribbon of the nylon is produced, that is shredded into the chips. So here we obtain the chips, and from the chips we can use the nylon as a fiber. So let us now, students, moving to the next slide, that is they become the raw material for the plastics products. So here the chips that we obtain from the nylon, they are what? They are used as a raw material for the plastics products. Nylon textiles are made by melting these chips and running them through a wheel with the several tiny holes in it to make a fiber. So this is how, just like the rayon that you have seen, these are made into a paste. From the paste we are going to make what? That is the nylon fiber, and from the nylon fiber we can use either it in the form of the plastics or in the form of the fabric. Now different hole sizes determine the length and the thickness of the fibers. Here we can make the nylon fibers of any length depending upon the hole of the spinneret. So here that could be obtained in different sizes and the length. So now students, let us see over here the nylon 6,6. So here we have the structure of the adipic acid. So here you can see here that these are what? These are the N molecules, and this is the carboxylic acid, which you can see over here, that is COOH, and here this is CH2 whole 4. So this is what? This is 4 times of carbon. You can see that is 4 carbon are here, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4. The 5th carbon is over here and the 6th carbon is over here. So you can see here that it contains 6 carbon atoms. Students, in the class 8th you don't need to remember this reaction. This reaction is important in the class 12th chapter polymer. But here what you need to see, you need to remember here the name, that is the adipic acid, and it contains what? It contains 6 carbon atoms, where that is 2 in the form of the carboxylic acid, while 4 here in the form of methylene. Now here talking here, that is the next polymer is what? That is the hexamethylene diamine, and here you can also see the N, because here the N are what? These are the number. And since this is a polymerization reaction where the monomers react to give the polymers, and the monomers are very large in number, because the polymer that is formed over here, that contains what? That contains the N, due to which its molecular masses becomes very large, up to the 10,000 to 50,000 also. So students, you can see here this is hexamethylene diamine. So here you can see this is the amine, this is amine, and here you can see there are total number of 6 CH2. So it means what? That how many carbon atoms are present in this monomer. So here again you can see that it also contains the 6 carbon atoms. And since it contains the 6 carbon atoms, it means that this is containing 6 carbon atoms, this is also containing 6 carbon atoms. So here they are going to form what? They are going to form the nylon 6,6. So this polymer that is formed over here, it is having the name as the nylon 6,6. And how it has been formed, students? So for that, take a look over here. From this side, students, you can see this OH part will be removed because they are going to form what? They are going to form the water. So this OH part will be removed and one valency of the carbon is free from this side, while this OH part is get attached with the hydrogen which is present over here, and the carbon gets connected with the N, that is the nitrogen. So here you can see the amide bond. So this is what? This is the amide, where carbon is connected with the nitrogen and double bond oxygen, you can see over here. So moving back here, you can see here the hydrogen is also there. So this also gets connected with what? That is the OH, so that the H2O will be removed. So here one hydrogen will gets removed and this reaction goes on like this, as you have seen in the class 7 polymerization. And here what you have seen, from here the OH gets removed while from here the hydrogen gets removed. So they are going to form what? That is the H2O. And since we are having here the N molecules for hexamethylene diamine and N molecules for the adipic acid, so here we are going to obtain what? That is a polymer with the N. So this is the representation of a polymer. Just like that, it is connected with this side to another, that is the molecule. It is connected from this side with the another molecule. So this is what? This is the nylon 6,6. So students, we have studied here the making of the nylon 6,6. Just remember, students, the names, that from where the nylon 6,6 is made. That is, it has the monomer unit of hexamethylene diamine and the adipic acid. Now moving into the next nylon that is also important, that is the nylon 6. So here you can see this is what, this is the nylon 6, and it is made from what, it is made from the caprolactam. Remember this name students, this has been widely asked in the NSO examinations. So nylon 6 is made from the caprolactam, and here you can see there is what, there is the breaking of this bond between the nitrogen and the carbon. So here at the 533 to 543 Kelvin, here in the presence of water, they are going to form what, they are going to form the nylon 6, and here this chain goes on up to the N unit. So this is what here, just see how many carbon atoms are there, that is 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 carbon atoms are there, which is represented over here, that is CH2 whole 6. So this is CH2 whole 6. So here it contains only 6 carbon atoms, that is why here 6 is written for this polymer. So this is what, this is the nylon 6 polymer. Now students, let us move into the next slide and see here the properties of the nylon. So nylon is widely used. So students, nylon is a high tensile fiber. So this point makes the nylon widely used in the world. It is elastic and so does not lose strength even after repeated use. So we can use the nylon fabrics again and again. It is one of the light synthetic fibers. So this is what, this is also the property of the nylon. It is lustrous and easy to wash and easy to dry. So these are what, these are the properties of the nylon. Now moving to the uses of the nylon, let us see here that it is used in making saris, socks, stockings, etc. It is blended with the wool to increase the strength, because here the wool is also having high tensile strength, and here the nylon, which is also an polyamide, that is also having the high tensile strength. So it is blended with the wool to overall increase the tensile strength. It is used for making the tents, umbrellas, parachutes and tarpaulins. Now moving to the next point, that is its fibers are used for making toothbrushes bristles due to the high tensile strength students and elasticity. Nylon threads are used in making the fishing nets, climbing ropes, seat belts, sleeping bags and strings in the badminton and tennis rackets. So students, what you have seen here, you have seen the uses of nylon. So just from these all points you can easily get an idea that nylon is used in making wide variety of the products. So now students, it's time to move into the next slide, which is about the advantages of nylon. So just remember these advantages students, that is nylon is what, nylon is lightweight, nylon is strong, nylon is resistant to abrasion. Next, that is it is easy to wash and dry. This we have already seen in the properties. It resists shrinkage and the wrinkles. So here if we talk about the cotton wrinkles, but here the nylon do not wrinkles. It is waterproof and it is very cost effective. So these are what, these are some of the advantages of the nylon. So now students, let us move over here to the disadvantages of the nylon. So talking about the nylon students, so it can spark due to the static charge. So due to the static charge students, the nylon get spark, and here it melts if it catches fire. So if the nylon catches fire student, it melts, it do not burn, it melts and it sticks to the surface of the skin. So this is what, this is disadvantages of using nylon. That is, in some case if some person catches fire and if he has worn the nylon fabric, so the nylon fabric would have melt over its skin, so that would be quite problematic. So here this is the disadvantage, that it melts if it catches fire. The next disadvantage is that it has a low absorbency. So students, what have we studied today? So we have studied about the fibers, the type of the fibers and the fibers that we need to study in this chapter, that is the synthetic fibers and the semi-synthetic fibers. In the semi-synthetic fibers students, we have seen the rayon, and in the rayon we have seen that it is the first semi-synthetic fiber. It has a name, that is the artificial silk, and viscose is also used for the rayon. Apart from that students, we have seen how to make the rayon and how the rayons are made in the industries, that it is simply the regenerated cellulose. Now apart from the rayon, we have seen its properties, its uses, its advantages and disadvantages. So we have also entered into the next type, that is the synthetic fibers, and in the synthetic fibers we have seen the first synthetic fiber, that is the nylon. And nylon is most widely used synthetic fiber, and it is the first synthetic fiber. So talking about the nylon, the most commonly used nylon is the nylon 6,6, and 6 is written because the monomers of the nylon 6,6 contains 6 carbon in their molecules. So due to which the name is the nylon 6,6. We have also seen the structure for the nylon 6, which is made from the caprolactam, which also contains 6 carbon atoms. That is why the name is given the nylon 6. Talking about here the nylon, we are simply ending the nylon here right now. You are going to see the polymers just like the nylons and all in the class 12 standard. So this is just for the class 8 standard, where we are going to see only two nylons, that is nylon 6 and nylon 6,6. Now here remember the name of the monomers for the nylon 6,6. So what is the name of the monomers for the nylon 6,6? That is the adipic acid and hexamethylene diamine. Now student, apart from that we have seen also the properties, the uses, the advantages and the disadvantages of the nylon fiber. So students, this is all from my side in this first lecture. We are going to meet you in the tomorrow's lecture, where we are going to discuss about the polyesters, corrosyl and so other synthetic fibers. So students, till then revise all these once again, and thank you all.